Okay, good morning. It is 11:12 on Monday, the 29th. And we just want to give it a kind of a general recap video of what we've done so far, what's coming up. And because we're going to be moving into the next phase and things are going to change rapidly, the look inside this van. So, um, real quick, we've got all of our windows in. We've had several rainstorms. We've done several rain tests. I've taken it out on the highway. The only issue we've had with any of the windows, the kitchen window, if you will, the screen was a little loose, and it won't stay in. It's rattling really crazy. So I have to look at that and see how I can get that to snap back in correctly. Um, we have we have one fan in. We have two, and we're still contemplating whether or not we're going to do that second fan. We may leave the second one just as a spare because we have that window now. We weren't originally going to put an opening window in the bathroom area, but we did. So we think that may take care of the need for a fan, and so we would keep that second fan as a spare in case this other one goes bad. Our AC is in. If you've been keeping up with our videos, you've seen the AC test. It brought the temperature down in the van by 10 degrees.
Yeah, within a really short amount of time.
Like 15 minutes.
15 minutes yeah.
So really, really happy with that. That's going to make all the difference more for the dogs, I think, because they're constantly wearing that fur coat. We put in the shore power inlet. It's right there in the back. I had a video for that, and unfortunately that got corrupted somehow when I was trying to process it. It would not process correctly, so you won't get to see that video, which is a shame. It was a great video, probably the best video we've ever made. Yeah.
Riveting.
Yeah. But the shore power's in, so that's good, and it's just curled up back there. It's waiting for the Victron system.
The next thing we put in after the shore power was the sound deadening, which is basically they're called kill mat, and we cut them to size, the ones that needed it, and then disperse them with kind of a plan all over the inside of the van. It's supposed to just keep the ambient sound, I guess, down a little bit, all that rattling noise that you hear when you're driving. And
we actually drove it after, so
we did drive it, and it seemed to make quite a difference. I mean, it's not perfect, but it helps a lot.
Yeah.
You can actually hear yourself talk in the cab while you're driving instead of just listening to
now, and don't get us wrong. It's not like it's just a really quiet luxury ride. And I went to pick up the other thing that we've installed, and I got the van up to like 70 miles an hour out here on I-30, and it's loud. It's still loud in there, but you can hear the music now, right? Does that make sense? So you don't have to turn the radio way up. So anyhow,
it's definitely helpful, and it was so easy to install. We just had to cut it to size, and once you get used to it, the adhesion worked perfectly. Yeah, and so we're pretty much finished with that. We just have to do the floor now. And then the next thing, Chris had to, on my request, order a running board.
Oh, let me see. Stay there. I'll see if I can tilt the camera a bit.
Because it is over time kind of hard to get in and out of the van when you're not used to taking that big step, because otherwise you have to cover basically, what is it, about 2 feet every time you step in and out of the van. And
yeah, it's quite a step up.
It gets kind of old, and especially if you carry things and all that good stuff. And
the puppies.
And the puppies, of course. So, and that'll not end when we actually are on the road. You know, it's not just the working in the van, but also on our trip. We'll constantly go in and out of the van. And this will be the main door. So the running board definitely helps. I mean, it basically halves the distance that you have to step up or down going in and out of the van.
And what was kind of cool with that, so this is a genuine Ford product. It was built for this van. and I ordered it through Ford. That's what I had to go pick up in Mesquite. And when we bought the van, you create a profile with Ford, and they give you points for your purchases. And after buying the van, I got a lot of points, and so we were able to use those. Plus, at the time, it was a 15% rebate. Um, this is $500 from Ford. I paid with shipping and handling tax. I paid $290. So very, very happy with that. I think it's a great use of points, and now we can get in the van easier. So
Yeah. So Chris installed that part himself.
Saturday. Yeah.
He could have had it installed by Ford, but he installed it,
it's
and
4
it
bolts.
was not that big a deal. I guess.
4 bolts and 4 nuts, and and you swap out the little trim there, but it's very, very easy stuff. Okay, as I mentioned, we will be moving into the next phase. Probably what's going to come next is, well, not probably, but what is coming next will be the pre-wiring, right? We're going to start, we know where we want puck lights. We know where the refrigerator is going to be. We know where the breaker panels are going to be. And I'll get into a lot of that, of how that's being mapped. Not in this video. I'll do a separate video about the electrical system. We did go all Victron. And I think, people out there would say, oh, that's the most expensive. You just, there's cheaper options out there. But, I deal with risk every day at work. And if you have a chance to remediate a risk before it even gets started, just do it. It's worth a little bit extra. It's worth the reliability. It's worth the company's reputation of being responsive. So I don't know. I'll stay off my high horse there, but I didn't want to cut corners on electric, so we went all Victron. You want to talk about insulation, or you want me to cover the insulation?
Insulation is probably going to be one of the next things that we're going to tackle. We still have to watch some videos to see exactly how to install the insulation, but it seems pretty straightforward because we already have the insulation and we have a spray adhesive. So some of it will have to be cut to size again, but other than that, it seems pretty straightforward. So insulation is the next thing we're going to tackle.
Yeah, and then so the pre-wiring is just to get some of the runs made, but when we put the insulation in, you are spraying that, you're sticking that to the sides of the van, so you don't want your wires between the van and the insulation, because you'll never be able to get to them again unless you want to destroy all your insulation. So yeah, insulation is coming, and then the electrical will probably be next, so then I can work in the van with an air conditioner running. Just plug it into the house and charge up my batteries 100%, and then keep it running off the house power, and then we can work in a van that is much more comfortable in the hot Texas heat. I am going to be getting a thermal camera. I'm either you can buy them for $116, $120, or I can rent one. I'll decide what I'm going to do there. And what we'll do is we'll show the before and after with this thermal camera. Then I think the next big thing is going to be figuring out the bed system, because that's it's going to be an elevator bed. It's going to be right here above us, and it'll drop down at night, and that's really going to dictate how much space we have. If it goes a little longer than we anticipated, or if it's a little shorter, we can't put the overhead cabinets in until we know where that bed is going to be. So I think that's going to be the next phase, or the next big, after we get the subfloor insulation and the electrical in, then I think that bed is going to be next.
Right.
Yeah,
that's about it. Yeah. And then I guess also one thing we'll have to consider is, especially since it has to kind of do where the exact location of the bed is going to be, I think we have to kind of figure out how far out the partition between the cab and the main area of the van is going to be, because that kind of determines where the bed can start.
Well, the bulkhead. Yeah, that's a good point. We'll have to make a note of that.
Yeah. So lots of things that we're still going to be working on, but you kind of see progress, and it feels good to see that progress. And so then you get excited about the next thing. Yeah. So it seems we seem to be pretty well on the way now.
Yeah. Oh, and just real quick on a side note, you know, I had the bees. I said they were gone. Well, they were only gone for a couple of days. They decided to
Bees
come
come
back.
back.
We just had a company out here Saturday. Sunday.
Yeah,
No,
Sunday.
Sunday morning. Yesterday morning they were out here, and they actually had to remove a portion of our brick wall. And we have pictures of that. They took pictures. It's not something we filmed, but I'll see if I can put together some kind of a slideshow and upload. I don't know if that'll work on YouTube. We'll see. It's pretty interesting. It's frustrating that they were in the house, but it's very interesting to see how these insects work. It's pretty amazing, really. Especially the part where once they got the queen, they use a little vacuum, and they were vacuuming them into a 5-gallon bucket, and the bottom of the bucket and the top of the bucket are mesh. And all of a sudden, the bees started going to the bucket. And so when they noticed that, they're like, okay, we got the queen now, because now they want to be in the bucket. And it was just an amazing thing to watch as this beard formed on this bucket. And then we'll have pictures of that. And Kirby is he's a
Bee remover.
He's like in sync with the bees. Yeah, he thinks he's a bee, I think, but he's a great guy. There was a great team.
Yeah.
If you ever have a problem with bees, call a bee remover. Don't call a pesticide exterminator. Don't kill them. They're just very, I don't know. It's really cool.
They were rehomed basically
Rehomed, yep.
to a good place.
Yep. He was going to take them home himself, but he only lives about 2 miles away. He said that's the danger, because 2 miles away they could come back to this. So he took them out like 6 or 7 miles away, and he rehomed them with somebody. Okay, that's it.
That's it for today.
We'll have more videos. The next one we're going to be posting will be insulation and maybe a little pre-wiring. So stay tuned. Pass this on to people that you think would be interested. If you have any comments, please comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll continue making the videos. All right, thanks.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.